In the heart of Memphis on the evening of January 19th, 2026, tragedy struck when Jimmy McMahan, the beloved social media influencer, comedian, and rapper known to the world as Whyte Folkz, lost his life at the age of 50 in a devastating motorcycle accident. Riding at the intersection of Saratoga Road and Millington Road in Millington, Tennessee, just outside the city, he lost control and collided with two parked vehicles. The impact was fatal. He was pronounced dead at the scene. No other vehicles were involved. No foul play suspected. Just a sudden, heartbreaking moment that ended a life full of raw energy, unfiltered humor, and deep family ties. One day earlier, he'd shared a cryptic post about a hospital visit, leaving fans worried and now devastated. As Memphis mourns one of its own, a man who turned street life, fatherhood, and Southern grit into viral gold. Let's honor Jimmy by walking through his story. From a childhood marked by loss to becoming a voice for the 901, the father of 11 who lived loud and loved harder, and a legacy he leaves in laughter, music, and unbreakable spirit. Jimmy McMahan was born in the late 1970s in Memphis, Tennessee. Exact date often kept close to the chest, but he carried the city's soul in every word and joke. Raised primarily by his mother and stepfather after his biological father died in a motorcycle crash when Jimmy was just 6, he grew up in a large family with 9 siblings, learning early that life was tough but family was everything. The tragedy of losing his dad the same way he would leave this world added a haunting layer to his story, something he rarely spoke of publicly, but it fueled the raw authenticity in his content. Growing up white in predominantly black neighborhoods, Jimmy embraced the culture around him, speaking the language of the streets, finding humor in the chaos, and building a perspective that made his comedy hit different. He worked as a carpenter and house flipper, hustling every day while raising his kids and staying connected to Memphis life. No shortcuts, no pretense. Whyte Folkz emerged from that world. Starting on Instagram and other platforms, Jimmy posted unfiltered skits about fatherhood, relationships, street life, Memphis culture, and the wild realities of having 11 children with multiple partners. His humor was Southern, raw, sometimes controversial, always real, joking about baby mamas, government struggles, young Dolph, and everyday survival. He gained hundreds of thousands of followers, becoming a local legend who spoke for the underdog, the working man, the dad trying to do right amid chaos. He rapped too, tracks blending trap beats with his signature delivery, but it was the comedy that made him viral. Fans loved his honesty about having 11 kids, oldest around 32, youngest about 6, his complicated relationships, and his refusal to sugarcoat anything. He was the voice of Memphis in a way few could replicate. Gritty, funny, loyal, and deeply human. Family was everything to Jimmy. He was a father to 11 children from different relationships, raising them with love, humor, and the lessons he learned the hard way. He often spoke of his kids with pride and exhaustion, joking about the chaos but showing real devotion. He had no public wife at the time of his passing, but his life revolved around his children, his mother and stepfather who raised him, and the siblings he grew up with. He lived for them, hustling to provide, sharing laughs, and being present even when life got messy. It's heartbreaking to think of those 11 kids now facing a world without their dad's voice, his jokes, his protection. Jimmy's manager and friends have rallied to support the family, with GoFundMe efforts starting almost immediately to help with final expenses and the children he loved so fiercely. Jimmy's lifestyle was Memphis through and through, gritty, real, unapologetic. He lived in the city he loved, driving motorcycles, flipping houses, creating content from his everyday life. No mansion or private jet, just a man who stayed connected to the streets, the people, the culture that raised him. He enjoyed the simple things: time with his kids, good food, music, and the camaraderie of friends. His net worth was modest, estimated under $100,000 to around $500,000 from content creation, rap, and side hustles, reflecting a life of hustle rather than Hollywood flash. He was rich in followers, love, and authenticity, the kind of wealth that mattered most to him. The motorcycle crash that took him, eerily mirroring how he lost his own father, has left Memphis in shock. Fans flooded social media with RIP posts, memories of his skits, prayers for his children. At 50, with so much life left to live and so many kids needing him, his departure feels impossibly cruel. Yet his voice, raw, funny, real, will echo in every clip that still makes people laugh, every story that reminds us to keep going. As we mourn Jimmy McMahan, Whyte Folkz, a father of 11, a Memphis legend, a man who turned pain into humor and hustle into hope, his life reminds us to laugh through the struggle, love our kids fiercely, and live true to who we are. Thank you, Jimmy, for the laughs, the truth, and the heart you gave so freely. Rest in peace. If this tribute to Whyte Folkz' life, tragic accident, and unbreakable spirit moved you or brought back memories of his hilarious videos and realness, please like the video and subscribe for more heartfelt stories honoring those who left us too soon but live on in our hearts. Your support keeps their legacies alive. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.